Hi everyone, it's Wendy here from Wendy Wise Beauty. Thanks for stopping by. Today guys, we are doing another Fragrance Friday. On the list today I have two Middle Eastern fragrances, and one of them is brand new on the market. I am talking about Lattafa MAYAR, and brand new it is Lattafa MAYAR Intense. I am going to give you a full review on the new fragrance, and then we will see how it compares to the original fragrance, which is just called MAYAR. For those of you who are stopping by for the first time, I would love to have you as a subscriber on Wendy Wise Beauty. I do makeup, perfume and skincare videos. My videos are scheduled for makeup on Monday and fragrance on Fridays, and on the weekends I do have sometimes some special videos I called bonus videos, but I do try to load at least twice a week. To everyone, thank you so much for the support. Please do not forget to like and subscribe and send me some comments. This is the packaging of MAYAR Natural Intense. It is the same kind of packaging for the original MAYAR. It is a similar packaging to Jean Paul Gaultier, and it's only that these cans, aluminum cans, they are bigger. And this is what the fragrance looks like. It is quite pretty. The color, it is, I would say, a turquoise blue with silver detailing on the bottom. This is the top. I don't know if you would say this is almost Tiffany blue, but it is more, I would say, green than blue. It is a very soothing, beautiful color. This is the way this looks. This is not my favorite packaging from Lattafa because it always gets dented in the mail, and when I do get this packaging and I open it, the cap is always off and the spray, it is separate from the bottle. I had the same issue with MAYAR, and actually the cap got damaged here. I will probably keep this. Maybe I can keep brushes in here. MAYAR Intense, it is classified as an aquatic fresh fragrance, and this is exactly what it is. The aquatic note, it is not the most dominant note, but it does have an aquatic accord. I will go ahead and spray this fragrance on tissue for testing. I have tested this for a couple of days, and when the fragrance is placed on a testing swab, it remains quite closed, and there is a minty note to this fragrance which does not appear on the skin or when this fragrance is tested with a more airy method like spraying it on tissue. The spray on this bottle, it is quite fine and it is a good quality sprayer. I did make a lot of notes. I do make a lot of notes when I'm testing fragrances because you don't always remember everything. In the opening of this fragrance, the melon note, it is quite pronounced. Actually, it is the first note that I pick up on. It is melon, and then there are some citrus notes, and then the coconut starts to appear very lightly, but it is more of a toasty coconut accord, almost like coconut husk. In Mayer Natural Intense, this creaminess to coconut water, this really appears in the heart of the fragrance. Then comes lotus and water lily. Guys, the lotus note in this fragrance, in the heart note and also in the base, it is very pronounced. The lotus and water lily note, it really gives this fragrance this aquatic feel. But more than an aquatic feel, due to the lotus note, it has a bit of an Asian vibe going on. A lot of fragrances which are formulated or geared towards the Asian market does have a lot of times lotus as opposed to, you would say, amber or woody notes, because in this market sometimes lighter fragrances are preferred. This note of water lily and lotus in Mayer Natural Intense, it is done quite well and it is quite pretty. It adds a lot of freshness to this fragrance. It is almost a bit, you would say, a light lemongrass aroma, but there is no lemongrass in this fragrance. It is just a mix of the lemon, the water lily, and the lotus note. Mayer Natural Intense, it is a very refreshing and a very soothing fragrance. This fragrance does list fig as a note in the opening. However, the fig note, it appears very late, a bit towards the beginning of when this fragrance starts going into the dry down. The heart note, the middle note of this fragrance, it is quite long, and you can say it is also the base of this fragrance. This lotus note really remains, and also this coconut water accord. My take on this one is that this is a very nice, fresh fragrance. The opening, it is not the best. However, this fragrance comes into its own in the heart note, which is very beautiful, very enjoyable. And this is such a clean fragrance. This is pretty much safe for the office or for, I would say, just about any kind of environment. It is not a fragrance, I would say, for nighttime. It wears very close to the skin. There is not a lot of sillage. It does not project a lot. It is just an overall safe everyday fragrance. I do think this is full bottle worthy. It is not an expensive fragrance. Mayer and Mayer Natural Intense, these two fragrances have very little to do with each other. I am not sure why they also decided to call this Mayer. These are two very different fragrances. Guys, I have had Mayer for some time. I have not done a review on Mayer. This is what it looks like. It's very beautiful packaging. This fragrance, I did order this blind, and at the time I ordered this, I did not know that this was inspired by Carloina Harrera, Very Good Girl. I have also seen reviews where people are saying this could also be inspired by Thierry Mugler, Angel Nova. I am not so familiar with Angel Nova. However, Carloina, Very Good Girl, It is a fragrance that I have been wanting to buy, but I never bought this fragrance because I just could not get over this stiletto packaging. I loved the fragrance, but the shoe, this packaging, always turned me off, so I never bought it. Upon smelling this fragrance, it automatically reminded me of Very Good Girl, and this fragrance satisfies, you can say, this need that I had for Very Good Girl. This one, in my opinion, it is a tad bit lighter. It has a bit more musk. I find that it is a bit more wearable. I do have a sample of Very Good Girl, and I mean, I know this fragrance very well. I have gone through so many samples and I have always wanted it. The difference I sense from these two fragrances, and I have tried them a lot over the last couple of days, is that Maya has a bit more musk and it is a bit lighter. It opens a bit more, making this a bit more appropriate for spring and a bit more of a crowd pleaser. The notes are in the opening lychee, raspberry and violet leaf. That really adds a very nice touch to this fragrance. And then the heart note, it is peony, white rose and jasmine. And the base, it is vanilla and musk. I am so happy I found this, because this is costing about, I believe I paid about 35 euros. It is, you can say, less than half the price of the Carloina Harrera Good Girl fragrances, which I always thought were a bit overpriced. It smells the same. Actually, I like it a bit more. So this is for me a win-win. My rating system, I go from 5 to 10, with 5 being below average. Mayer Natural Intense, I would give this fragrance a 7, and for me a 7 is full bottle worthy. It's a good fragrance. Maya, I would give an 8. And for me, an 8, it is quality fragrance. You can say signature scent. So not to confuse anyone, Maya, it is a fruity, floral, pretty fragrance. And Maya Natural Intense, this one, it is a fresh, aquatic, floral. Guys, I did do quite a big haul of Middle Eastern fragrances. I am in the process of writing my notes. I do first test my fragrances on a swab or on tissue, and then I sit with them, and then I do a couple wear tests, and then I do my review on the fragrances. So I have a lot of exciting fragrance videos coming up. Take care, have a lovely rest of day, and hope to see you guys again soon on my channel. Tschüss!